Hi, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz, and today we're going to discuss a topic of smoking marijuana and driving. You know, back in 2011, I think it was 2011, I wrote an article, a blog article on driving while high. It was called Drunk Driving versus High Driving, Should We All Toke Up? And essentially in the article, I talked about an article that was on slate.com that basically said that studies have shown that when people consume a moderate amount of marijuana, they actually exhibit safer driving behaviors, most likely because they realize that they have some mild amount of impairment and they overcompensate by being more careful. But if you give someone a moderate amount of alcohol, they think they're essentially think they're Superman or Superwoman, and then they are more dangerous. And so I did this article, however many years ago, 7 years ago, talking about is it really an issue, smoking marijuana and driving? And since I did that article, many states have moved to legalize pot. One of the things that people contact me about when they read that old article on the blog, one of the things that people contact me about is, they say to me, don't you think it's a little bit, a little bit irresponsible to encourage people to smoke marijuana and drive a vehicle? And I'm not encouraging anyone to smoke marijuana or drive a vehicle or smoke marijuana while driving a vehicle. I'm just saying in that article that I think that perhaps some people may actually be safer if they think they are under some sort of impairment. Maybe they have a little paranoia, and so they're going to take steps to be more cognizant and more aware of their surroundings, and they're going to take steps to be more careful. Now I've got someone who's sent me, who's contacted me and said, look, now that states are legalizing pot, it's making things less safe. And I do have to say, in my practice, we have, in my law firm, the other attorneys and I have definitely seen an increase in the number of automobile accident cases involving personal injuries where the at-fault driver did something stupid, may have been high. There's no doubt about that. But now there's a USA Today article that was sent to me. It just came out, I think, today, and the title is "States with Legal Marijuana See Rise in Car Crashes, Studies Find." So this article is essentially summarizing two studies. One was presented at a Combating Alcohol and Drug Impaired Driving Summit that was hosted by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and the Highway Loss Data Institute. And this study focused on collision claims from 2012 to 2017 and compared the number of collision claims in states where marijuana has been legalized with the number of collision claims in states where it remains illegal. And then another study conducted by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety looked at police-reported crashes before and after retail marijuana was allowed in Colorado, Oregon, and Washington, and saw a 5.2% increase in the rate of crashes per million vehicle registrations compared with neighboring states. And so now, according to this USA Today article, there are studies actually showing that in states where marijuana has been legalized, there's a statistically significant increase in the number of car crashes. And so, when I wrote that article back in 2011 about marijuana making people potentially be safer drivers, I got a bunch of emails and comments from people who were saying that's ridiculous. If you legalize marijuana, it's going to make the roads even more dangerous than they already are. And now, guess what? Here we have a USA Today article that summarizes two reports that seem to suggest in those states where marijuana has been legalized, the number of crashes is going up. So I'm interested to know what you think. Do you think that marijuana being legalized, marijuana being more socially acceptable in this day and age than it was, say, 20 or 30 or 40 years ago? Do you think that that is making the roadways more dangerous and increasing the likelihood of automobile collisions and injuries and death cases? Or do you think that this USA Today article doesn't hold water and that marijuana makes people safer drivers, and it's not something that state legislatures ought to be looking at in determining whether they're going to legalize marijuana or keep it illegal? I'd be interested to know what you think. Again, as I said, I'm not advocating using marijuana. I'm not advocating driving, and I'm certainly not advocating using marijuana while you're driving. So don't send me a bunch of hate mail over the internet about how I'm telling people to go smoke weed and get high. Read the article on USA Today. We'll link to it in the show notes, and read my article back from 2011 about toking up, so that you understand what I'm actually saying and what I'm actually asking. And give us a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. I'm interested to know, which one is it? Is it going to make us safer, or is it going to increase the number of crashes? I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Hope you found this question to be something interesting and educational. I think it's something that is definitely timely with what's going on in the United States nationally in terms of marijuana, advocates trying to get states to legalize pot. It definitely is timely, and it's something that is sort of near and dear to my heart, not because I have any real interest in smoking marijuana, but because I have a car accident, personal injury, and wrongful death practice. And if I can do anything to minimize the number of accidents that we see, I'd be happy to go do something else like draft wills. Anyways, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.